Hey there, guys. It's Metro. How you guys doing, man? Hopefully, you guys are doing well, man. I'm really concerned, man. A lot of you guys have been scaring me a bit lately. No, anyway, yeah. So we're gonna do this dungeon here, okay? This is Neltharion's Lair, also known as Deathwing. Okay, you guys may have heard of him. It's a pretty big deal. But yeah, I guess this is his pad. You know, he used to hang out here back when he was a bachelor, and then he got married and he went crazy, and you guys know the rest of the story. But I'll preface this by saying this is insanely undertuned. Like, it's ridiculous. I have the logs. Once again, they'll be in the description. And you can tell just by how fast things die and how much damage we did while killing them that fast that, yeah, something's wrong here, one way or the other. This is an 18-minute and 50-second video, not sped up. Usually I speed it up to almost 2 times faster, if not closer to 3 times, and they're still over 20 minutes. So yeah, that's going to say something. But we're not going to talk about difficulty today. We're going to talk about how amazing this dungeon looks. So the first pull here, there's some scorpions. That's obviously a model we've seen before, but just kind of take a look at the actual atmosphere of the dungeon. This is the coolest part. It feels a lot to me like... You guys probably seen the Hobbit films, right? The Hobbit films where they go into the goblin area. They're downstairs in that crazy goblin area. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Like, it feels like a lair. You know what I mean? That was meant to be a goblin lair. This has definitely got the feel of a lair to me. Yeah, which obviously, is kind of up and down. Like, you can go either way with that definition, but I really like it. And the trash does look like it might actually pose a challenge once it's done properly. There's a lot of really small mobs that kind of keep you in combat the whole time. So obviously that makes pre-potting difficult depending on how that's going to work. This whole like first room as well, it's pretty much all that. And there's all this trash up here. Little bugs that kind of like roam around, and they're going to make pre-potting and pulling properly a little bit difficult, especially now with AoE Death Grip being such a limited use. So... yeah, there's a big rock guy. He's made of granite. So when you attack him, your weapon gets dull. You know what I mean? You break your weapon easily. But luckily, you're a master reforger and the blacksmith all at the same time. So you could fix your weapon constantly. Like, it never actually loses DPS. It's very good for the RPers in WoW. It's very good. But anyway, yeah, so once again, just take a look at... Here, watch this. So this is this is one of the coolest parts of the dungeon. Obviously, you should have seen it at the beginning. I rambled on the whole time, but like, you go down into this massive pit, right? So here the bridge isn't textured properly, so you can't actually walk across it. But it's no big deal. I mean, and then you put the bubble on the group, which is over there across the bridge. Pretty useful play. But yeah, so these guys here, you're just gonna group them up, and you're gonna use large damaging abilities to reduce their health. And then when you kill them, you're gonna do something very, 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 very cool. Which obviously, like I said, you kind of do in the beginning. I don't know. I just really like this whole like huge, sprawling layer. It's hard to say like proper emphasis on the word, but yeah. So you're just gonna jump down. So once again, as a Death Knight, make sure when you jump down, you put Icebound or Path of Frost up. I do have it up, but it seems to be bugged. It didn't kill anyone, so that's definitely an error. Now here's the last boss in the dungeon, but he's gonna be a little bitch and run away. He's like, wow, you guys got here way too quick, and it only took you 3 minutes to get to the first boss. There's no way I'll be able to beat you. So he's going to leave. And now we're going to fight. Yeah, this guy's crazy looking. I don't know what he's meant to be, but he's kind of like the empowered rock elemental looking dude, right? So we've seen people like, like Chromog or Chromok or whatever. Like, they kind of look like this, but this guy looks way cooler. And like I said, it's just such a joke. I have no idea what's actually happening. He does like a knockback, and there's like some ads, but... I'm not even sure if the ads are part of the fight. They might have just been like past the boss and we aggroed them somehow. I really don't know, to be honest. The dungeon journal doesn't lead you to much info anyway, because the things that it says in the dungeon journal, I can't tell when they're happening because they do such little damage, at least to me. Somebody's almost dead there, as you see, but yeah, to me, it does not affect me. And this is partially because blood is so overpowered. I'm going to take a minute to spotlight this, not like I have a stage or anything, but... people are saying that blood is bad. And, like, real people are saying, like, legitimate... I'm not going to name names, but... They're saying it's really bad because, one, they don't have any way to mitigate burst damage. Like, they got rid of Icebound, so you don't have that anymore. And their rotation is very slow and cumbersome. Now, that's being addressed in a future patch, the rotation thing. Anyway, check this out. So you just kind of go roaming down, it's just like in the movie, right? Exactly just like in The Hobbit. You go down this crazy river, and you're just gonna hop out at the end here. Watch this. Oh, just look at that. It's like Tony Hawk barrels. You know what I mean? 360 no scope barrels. Really cool. But yeah, so those people, I'm really confused because I don't know. Maybe they're doing challenging content. Like maybe they've managed to get into the raids, or they found a way to do challenge modes. I'm not sure. But as of right now, blood is unkillable. I'm just gonna say that, like, straight up, it's unkillable. So I think I'd rather the rotation be clunky and unkillable. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, so yeah, these mobs are going to chase after that drum of war. You see that yellow drum of war? When they reach it, they go bang, bang, bang on the drum, you know? And when they bang on the drum so many times, the drum eventually calls more enemies, which, you know, is never good. It is good for us, though, because it means that we go through this dungeon faster. It's 5 minutes in, and we barely... We've broken about half of it through, so I am checking the talents because somebody was talking about, you know, new talents coming in. But yeah, they were talking about next patch. So Blizzard has confirmed that Blood Death Knight is going to get a rework, quote unquote, a bit of a rework, but things are going to get faster for them, which is good. I mean, that's definitely a good thing. They're slow. They're very slow. But like I said, I mean, I definitely could solo this dungeon. No fucking chance, man. This would be a complete joke to solo. Which is kind of bad because, you know, you're set to a specific item level. And yeah, anyway, let's not do this. I don't want to do this the whole episode. So here you see just how cool this area is, right? So that guy, you see, oh, he's going to try to go bang the gong. Watch this. Watch what happens when he tries to bang the gong. Oh, he gets stunned on the way there as well. What a joke. This is going to be a pain in the ass on challenge mode, I'd imagine, because these mobs all kind of do crazy shit. Like, as you'll see here, one of them collapses the ceiling. I think this guy's going to do it right now. Let's see. Yeah, here it is here. Avalanche. Whoa, come on. That definitely hurt, you know? So that's going to be a pain in the ass having to deal with that stuff. And the guy's running to bang the drum. Now, if you see across from me, see I'm kind of like looking over to the left there? Yeah. Look up that way, man. There's a path up there. I didn't take the time to go up there, but I kind of wonder. Now, that guy's using penance on the drum. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I wonder what's actually up there. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to see it. Now, there's another little area coming up like that as well. It's like a side path that it looks like you can go that way, but I didn't want to while I was recording. I'll probably check that out off screen somehow. But sorry, man, I got a head cold. But anyway, yeah. So there's just a bunch of trash. Like it's really not that difficult a layout after the first set, of trash. But I think the dungeon is going to be interesting to do on challenge mode, just because there's so many mobs that kind of like prevent you from pulling properly. You know, there's pulls that you're going to want to do in groups, but they're all in awkward situations, so it's going to be difficult without all these AoE grips. Now that guy, he knocks you back. He just knocks you back like that. Oh, it really hurts. It hurts your spine when you land, but you just recover, and that's fine. Now those mobs there you can skip. As you see, I'm targeting them like little raffle mobs. I'm skipping you, and they don't even care. Like I insulted them, and they don't even react. So that's how easy this dungeon is. But as you see, look at how gorgeous this is, man. This is just gorgeous. I am really, 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 really impressed with the visuals here. And like I said multiple times now, it really feels like someplace special. Like, I don't know. It's Neltharion's lair. It's supposed to be an important part. Unfortunately, I don't really see the influence. Like, he doesn't seem to have had an influence here. These guys who inhabit it, which are like the enemy of the Torn. So this is, let's divert a little bit here. So this is in High Mountain, all right? And there's a very intense backstory that takes you here. So a lot of the stuff that's happening in here, you definitely need to play through High Mountain first to be able to understand exactly what's going on here. But yeah, either way, you're gonna see like, you know, that those runes in the middle looks like a big crab. Looks like a crab and a scorpion fused, like in Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT where you can fuse. That's what it looks like to me. But so there you go. There's a good example of how you would like to pull this dungeon. Both sides evenly, aggro them both, AoE death them together, pop barrier because you're a noob. Healer's dead somehow. I mean, I don't even know how. I literally don't know how. I don't think I've gone below 90% health this whole dungeon, but he's managed to find a way. Yeah, and that's that. So now this guy here, I don't know. I think he's supposed to jump down or something because it looked awful weird that he was standing up there and he just kind of like, boom, boom, hey guys, I'm Riggs. You know what I mean? But yeah, so now we're gonna engage this guy. This one's kind of cool. He's got a few he's got mechanics at least that I noticed. He does that there. He's like, yeah, knocks somebody away from an area, which obviously is a pain in the ass. Then he's going to jump to the middle. But oh, just death grip him right back. What a joke. You get death grip bosses in this game, man. What's this, a private server? Anyway, now he's going to actually do it. I don't know. Maybe I interrupted him from doing it before. But yeah, so he's going to spawn these totems. You see the Discipline Priest attacking one. They're just going to shuffle around. It's a lot like that game where you put like a penny under a cup and you move the cup around a bunch of times. And if you guess which one it's under, you win a bunch of money. So that we go. We guessed the right one. I skulled up. Watch me skull this. Watch this. See how good I am at this fucking game? What a joke, man. Anyway, so I skull up the correct one. We're just going to do big boy DPS to it. And watch what happens when you do enough big boy DPS. Look at that. Boss reappears. How about that? So yeah, we kill him. Now he's got very little health, and we're gonna continue doing damage on him. And that's going to be it. But anyway, this room is awesome. I love that purple wall. You can kind of see it out of the corner there. It's going to go away now that we completed it. And I just, oh, those crystals, man. It's just so good. Obviously, way undertuned, but I really am glad I did this dungeon. This is one of my most anticipated dungeons. This one and the ship one. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Bjolnir von Flaggen, something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, I'll show you guys here another really good pull. This is really gratifying. There's like little creatures walking around. Watch this. Oh, look at that. 6 mobs. Feels like old CMs, man. Just get them all together. Here we go. Blood Death Knight. Playing the game like a pro. Look at the damage. Oh, it's just so good. That's part of the reason why I love tanking, man, because it's so gratifying to pull everything properly and make your DPS be able to go crazy DPS. But anyway, that's that. So, yeah, you see like this little race car track. It looks like they were kind of like having a roller derby there, which is good fun. Obviously, NPCs need to have fun as well. Now, here's the area I was talking about before, right? So check this out. So I look over there. I'm like, what about this way? And look, there's even a star. You see the star up here on the map? So you definitely can go this way, I'm pretty sure. But I didn't want to deal with it. Like, I didn't want to swim all the way through there and there not actually be anything on there. But it definitely does look like there is something down there. So maybe I'll have to take another incursion through here and check it out. What do you guys think about that? I like that kind of stuff. Like, they've done a lot of that. Even in WoD, you know, people really discredit WoD as well, but they spend a lot of time putting like treasures and little hidden areas in a lot of places. Not necessarily the dungeons, but yeah, definitely in the zone. So, excuse me, but I love the idea of that in dungeons. It just has to be a reason to do it, and it has to be a clear reason, you know. It's not like, oh, here's a reason, but nobody's ever going to do it because it's a waste of time. So now here we go. Once again, a good example here. Like, I'm trying to pull both these packs at once. DPS going ham. It's hard to get threat back off them, but they're just, you know, they're not staggered properly in the dungeon, so it's going to be difficult. It feels like it's always going to be difficult to pull multiple mobs in this dungeon, which, you know, maybe won't even be a good idea once the new CM affixes come in. But anyway, so now you're going to see this room. This is definitely like the best looking room in here. I don't know, maybe the last set is cool too, but this is so cool looking, man. I really enjoyed the visuals of this dungeon. Here you go. Check this out. So look at this. It's just so gorgeous looking. This is where you really start to feel like that Twilight vibe, you know what I mean? Like, you really feel like you're some way connected to Deathwing. You know, this is definitely his work. These eggs all over the fucking place. Like, he's obviously brought mad bitches to fuck, and he's just let them have eggs all over the. Look at that. It's just crazy. It's nuts. There's purple shit on the ground, like lay energy, which it just looks gorgeous, man. I really can't say that enough. Just take a minute here. Take a minute. Yeah, you see when you soak it all in like that, it really is a high impact to it. Now, this boss is pretty interesting. He looks fucking awesome, first of all. And I don't understand if I even have to tank him. I don't think I do, based on the way this looks. But once again, it's so undertuned, it doesn't even matter. So somebody's like, he jumps off the thing. So I go and pick these ads up. I can't death grip him, so I'm not sure they even can be tanked. Maybe there's just, you know, that guy's got eyes over his head. I'm noticing that now. Maybe they're just supposed to be kited. That's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping, because there's nothing to actually tank, right? He doesn't melee. He just like shoots this stuff out. I think, anyway. Like, I'm not in melee range, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything different. But as of right now, you just kind of stand where the puddles aren't. Boom, boom, just punch him. Pew, pow. You know what I mean? Like that. And you do a bunch of damage to him, which is awesome. I love punching bosses. But it's a really cool model, to be honest. Like, I love the dungeon, the aesthetics of the dungeon, really. I've said that about, I think that was the 12th time I mentioned it, but it's really all we have to talk about today. So yeah, those people said that that's a pain with melee, as some say. It's not melee, it's melee, by the way. It's actually a, I think it's a German word. Is melee a German word? I think so, but it would never be melee. That's not the right pronunciation. So there we go. We jumped down another crevice, and now here you go. This is the coolest part. This vibe, this atmosphere reminds me a lot of Meriden Orange. Marden, however you say that. Maybe it's melee. No, that's, yeah, anyway. So Marden Orange, right? It's got that same, like, kind of ringtone to it, you know, like when you look at it. It's just awesome, though. It's like all fire. So we're really deep in the Earth's core now. You can tell, like, because there's fire all of a sudden. There was just water, and now it's fire. So it's like if you guys ever played Terraria, at one point you kind of transition from regular Earth to lava, and that's how you know you're deep in the ground. So it's the same deal here. Like, they stole something from Terraria in that respect, which is really shitty. A Blizzard stealing from shitty, like, single-A titles like Terraria. But anyway, so now we're going to fight more mobs. These mobs are going to attack you, and when you attack them back, they don't respond very well to it. They die eventually, so it's really good. But either way, I love the way it looks. Just look at all the lava, man. I really do. I'm not joking either. Like, I'm being sarcastic about the damage stuff because it's a joke, but this is gorgeous. I really like this dungeon, man. I really do. This is definitely my favorite theme so far. And, you know, the Halls of Valor was awesome. So some of them are awesome, like legit amazing. But this one's awesome. Minus Violet Halls. That was shit. But anyway, yeah, so here we go. Now here we go. CM pull, right? Watch this. Get all 3 packs. Get them all together. Once again, DPS. I guess I just don't do threat somehow. But anyway, so we're going to grip them. Yeah, here we go. Watch this. Just looks like old days, huh? Like back in WoD, dude. Here we go. So yeah, AoE them down. Just go full ham. DPS. Fend for yourself. You pull threat, you're fucking noob. I can't do much about that, though. The class is too slow. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. Kill all this trash. Looks like a nice room for the big AoE CDs here. But I don't know. Maybe the last boss is going to require a bit more damage. He definitely has the most health. He definitely has the most health out of every boss put together, I'd say, at this point. But we'll see here. So he's pretty cool. Now, this is really where you're going to see some really cool visuals. His mechanics are awesome. So I tabbed out to check the logs. Make sure they were working, you know. They are working. But that makes for a bit of an awkward pause in a video that I should have edited out. Anyway, so here's Chief Mukluk. So he's going to use his hammer there. You see he's got a very large green hammer. That hurts. It hurts a lot when you get hit by it. It's got something to do with the zone, though, like I said. So there you go. So he's a Geomancer, or Earthbender, I mean. And he's going to summon Earth guys to do his bidding. Now, look at that. Look how cool that looks. You see how cool that looked? That was awesome looking. And then here's another one. Watch this. Watch this here. Look at that. Now, if you guys recognize what that's from, that Rockwaller, that's actually from the PTR, 5.4 PTR. The original Timeless Isle had an item that could transform you into something that can grief your own faction, and they took it out. And that is the exact rock wall formation that item was able to use. You were able to put up walls, so you'd be able to grief your own faction. Anyway, the shattering. Watch this shatter one more time. Look at that, man. That looks like it's a different video game's visuals, wouldn't you say? That does not look like the polygon and quality of WoW, but anyway, that's it. Now, Wrathion is in here. I don't know if you guys checked it out, but it's not really like voice acted or anything. He is in the dungeon, so that's pretty cool. Wrathion, obviously from Mop fame. He was the legendary, like the Khadgar equivalent. So he is in here, and I guess he has something to do. He's saying shit right now. He's like, I am a slave no longer, or something like that. I've never been good at voice acting, but anyway, yeah, so he's like, High Mountain something something, and he's talking about the zone, right? Because prior, there you go, so now he's going to talk. But prior to entering here, you know, in the zone's questline as well, he was part of it. So you definitely want to check that out. But anyway, I've been Metro, you've been you. That's it for this. If you guys have any questions about this dungeon or any recommendations like checking out the other areas, you found something in them, let me know. Otherwise, that's going to be it, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video of the Legion Alpha. Okay, guys?